Hello and welcome to Nikolai's Genetics Lessons, and today we are going to talk about how to use Venn diagrams to solve logical problems which you may have on your entry exam for master degree or in some cases for bachelor's degree. And here's the problem. A lab tests a group of 100 patients for 3 genetic markers related to heart disease M1, M2 and M3. 25 patients have marker M1, 30 M2, 20 patients have M3, 10 have both M1 and M2, 5 both M2 and M3, and 2 have all 3 markers, so none only have M1 and M3 without M2. So here's the task: draw 3-set Venn diagram and determine how many patients have none of the genetic markers. Now let's imagine that this circle would represent patients with marker M1. So let's put M1 here, M1. Now let's imagine that this circle would represent patients that have M2 marker. So this is going to be M2, and the last one would represent patients with M3 marker. So let's put M3 here on the side. Now we know that we have 25 patients with marker M1, so let's put 25 here. We have 30 patients which have marker M2, so let's put 30 here. And we have 20 patients with marker M3. So let's put 20 here. 10 have both M1 and M2 genetic markers, so M1 and M2. So this is going to be intersection of these two circles. And we have 10 patients, so let's put 10 here. Next, 5 have both M2 and M3, so M2 circle and M3. And this is going to be intersection. We put 5 here. And 2 have all 3 markers, M1, M2 and M3, and this sign stands for the intersection. Intersection of M1, M2 and M3 is going to be a space here. This is going to be intersection of M1, M2 and M3. We have 2 such patients here. Let's put 2 here. And lastly, none have only M1 and M3 without M2. M1, M3, this is intersection without M2. So that means that in this intersection here, we don't have any patients. So now we have to determine how many patients have none of the genetic markers. And we start with, first of all, how many total patients we have. We have 100 patients. Let's put U, which represent union of all sample spaces. So this is going to be marker 1, marker 2, marker 3, all intersections, and space outside of this sample space is going to be those patients that doesn't have any of these markers in any combination. So we have to find and put a number here which would represent these patients. Take a look. Those people who have marker M1 and M2, we were told there are 10 people that belong to this intersection. But 2 of them also have all 3 markers. So if we want to find the number for this intersection exclusively, not this one, which equals to 10, but only to this one, it is easy to find. It's obviously going to be number here plus this, which would equal to 10, or 10 minus 2 is going to be 8. So 10 minus 2 is going to be 8. And this 8 is going to stand for exclusively for this intersection here. Now we can say how many people would exclusively belong to this section. It is 25 minus 8, so minus this section here, minus this section here, and minus this section. So minus 2. So minus 2. And in the third intersection here, we don't have any number. So 25 minus 10 is going to be 15. Again, this number 15 would stand and represent this section. Now let's move to marker M2. We know the number which represents this intersection. We know the number which represents this intersection. Now let's find number that would represent this intersection, because 5 here stand for this intersection, for those people who have both marker M2 and M3. So this is going to be overlap, and this 5 stand for this overlap. But if we want to find only this intersection here, we have to deduct from 5 this number 2 here, which is part of the bigger intersection. So 5 minus 2 is going to be 3. This number would stand for this intersection here. So now we can find number of people who belong to this sector. So this is going to be 30 minus 8. So this circle consists of this sector, this, and this. So in order to find number of people who belong to this sector, we just have to deduct this sector, this, and this. So minus 8, minus 2, and minus 3. So the number is going to be 17. And lastly, let's find how many people belong to this sector. So 20 stand for the people who belong to the whole circle. We already have found number 3, which represents this sector, number 2, which represents this sector. Nothing is here, so basically this is going to be 20 minus 3 and minus 2. So this is going to be 15. Now, when we know all the numbers in each sector, we can easily find the number of people who don't belong to any of the sectors, knowing that total number of people is 100. So basically it's going to be 100 minus number of people in each sector. So minus 15, minus 8, minus 17, minus 3, minus 2, and minus 15. So let's write down this number. So minus 15, minus 8, minus 17, minus 2, minus 3, minus 15, and we are going to get 40. And we put this 40 here. So that means that we have 40 people that have none of the markers M1, M2, and M3. And this is all for today. Subscribe and see you in the next video. Goodbye.